أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
يسألونك عن الأنفال قل الأنفال لله والرسول فاتقوا الله وأصلحوا ذات بينكم وأطيعوا الله ورسوله إن كنتم مؤمنين.
Translation. They ask you, O Prophet ﷺ, about the spoils of war. Say, the decision for it is for Allah and the Apostle ﷺ. So fear Allah and amend that which is between you, and obey Allah and His Apostle ﷺ if you are believers. Explanation. The above verse was a major conceptual reform pertaining to war and spoils of war in Islam. During pre-Islamic times, the soldier used to take all that he could lay his hands on. On occasions, the spoils were seized by the king. By declaring that the spoils or war belonged to Allah and His Apostle ﷺ, the Muslim soldiers were reminded that they are not fighting a war for material gains. Rather, they are the reformers of the world. Therefore, it was made obligatory on all soldiers to deposit the spoils of war with the commander. Later, elaborate laws were laid down in which 1/5 of the spoils was to be deposited in the treasury for public welfare and support to the needy, while 4/5 was to be distributed among the soldiers.
إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون.
Translation. The believers are only those who, when Allah is mentioned, their hearts become fearful, and when His verses are recited to them, it increases them in faith, and upon their Lord they rely.
الذين يقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون.
Translation. The ones who establish prayer and spend in charity from what we have provided them.
أولئك هم المؤمنون حقا لهم درجات عند ربهم ومغفرة ورزق كريم.
Translation. Those are they who are truly believers. For them are ranks with their Lord and forgiveness and generous provision.
كما أخرجك ربك من بيتك بالحق وإن فريقا من المؤمنين لكارهون.
Translation. When your Lord brought you out of your home for the battle of Badr, in truth, a party among the believers were unwilling.
يجادلونك في الحق بعدما تبين كأنما يساقون إلى الموت وهم ينظرون.
Translation. Disputing with you regarding the truth after it had been made clear as if they were being herded towards an inevitable death.
وإذ يعدكم الله إحدى الطائفتين أنها لكم وتودون أن غير ذات الشوكة تكون لكم ويريد الله أن يحق الحق بكلماته ويقطع دابر الكافرين.
Translation. When Allah promised you one of the two groups that it would be yours, and O believers, you wished to get the one that posed no danger. But Allah intended to establish the truth by His words and to eliminate the disbelievers decisively. Explanation. It is clear from the above verses that when the Prophet ﷺ started from home for the battle of Badr, he intended for a decisive battle with Quraysh. There were two options for Muslims, either to confront the trading caravan of Quraysh, which was to pass through Badr, or the Meccan army, which had arrived at Badr to protect their trading caravan. The decision was taken by the Prophet ﷺ at the start of the expedition that Muslims will confront the Meccan army. However, a group of Muslims tried to avoid it. The Quraysh army consisted of over 1,000 heavily armed soldiers, while the trading caravan consisted of about 30 to 40 armed guards. When finally Muslims were asked to march on the formidable Quraysh army, this group thought they were driven to their apparent death. Allah says that He intended to establish the truth and eliminate the disbelievers. When the Prophet ﷺ prayed for help, Allah supported Muslim army by sending thousands of angels who fought along with Muslims.
ليحق الحق ويبطل الباطل ولو كره المجرمون.
Translation: that He should establish the truth and abolish falsehood even if the criminals disliked it.
إذ تستغيثون ربكم فاستجاب لكم أني ممدكم بألف من الملائكة مردفين.
Translation: when you, O Prophet ﷺ, were supplicating for the help of your Lord, He answered your supplication saying, I will help you with a row of thousands of angels.
وما جعله الله إلا بشرى ولتطمئن به قلوبكم وما النصر إلا من عند الله إن الله عزيز حكيم.
Translation: He gave you that good news only to reassure your hearts, for victory comes from Allah alone, and certainly Allah is Almighty and All-Wise.
إذ يغشيكم النعاس أمنة منه وينزل عليكم من السماء ماء ليطهركم به ويذهب عنكم رجز الشيطان وليربط على قلوبكم ويثبت به الأقدام.
Translation: when He made the slumber overcome you, so it was as a peacefulness from Him, and sent down water from the sky upon you to purify you with it, and to remove the impurity of Satan from you, and to give your hearts fortitude and firmly establish your feet with it. Explanation: the first part of the verse, when He made the slumber overcome you, so it was as a peacefulness from Him, refers to the battle of Uhud, where Muslims panicked with intense fear. A slumber took over them for a while, with which they felt peace. The later part of the verse refers to the heavy downpour on the night preceding the battle of Badr, which helped them to store abundant water, and it compacted the loose sand in the upper part of the valley, where Muslims had fixed their tents. On the lower side of the valley, where Quraysh army was camped, became marshy.
إذ يوحي ربك إلى الملائكة أني معكم فثبتوا الذين آمنوا سألقي في قلوب الذين كفروا الرعب فاضربوا فوق الأعناق واضربوا منهم كل بنان.
Translation: and the Lord said to the angels, I am with you, go and strengthen the faithful. I shall fill the hearts of infidels with terror, so smite them on their necks and every joint, and incapacitate them. Explanation: Allah helped Muslims by sending thousands of angels in the battle of Badr.
ذلك بأنهم شاقوا الله ورسوله ومن يشاقق الله ورسوله فإن الله شديد العقاب.
Translation: for they had opposed Allah and His Apostle ﷺ. Whosoever opposes Allah and His Apostle ﷺ should know that Allah is severe in retribution.
ذلكم فذوقوه وأن للكافرين عذاب النار.
Translation: Therefore, taste this for now, and along with it, for the disbelievers is the punishment of hellfire.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا لقيتم الذين كفروا زحفا فلا تولوهم الأدبار.
Translation: O believers, when you confront a large army of disbelievers in battle, do not turn your backs to them.
ومن يولهم يومئذ دبره إلا متحرفا لقتال أو متحيزا إلى فئة فقد باء بغضب من الله ومأواه جهنم وبئس المصير.
Translation: For anyone who turns his back on that day, except as maneuver or rally to his side, will bring the wrath of Allah on himself and have hell as abode. What an evil destination.
فلم تقتلوهم ولكن الله قتلهم وما رميت إذ رميت ولكن الله رمى وليبلي المؤمنين منه بلاء حسنا إن الله سميع عليم.
Translation: And you did not kill them, but it was Allah who killed them at Badr. And you threw not, O Prophet ﷺ, when you threw, but it was Allah who threw, that He might test the believers with the good test. Indeed, Allah is all-hearing and all-knowing. Explanation: The verse refers to the Battle of Badr, when two armies stood face to face at the start of the battle. At that moment, the Prophet ﷺ threw a handful of dust at the enemy, saying, "May their faces be scorched." It impacted the Meccan army and marked the beginning of Muslims' charge towards the Quraysh, and eventually they won the war decisively.
ذلكم وأن الله موهن كيد الكافرين.
Translation: That was that, what happened at Badr. But remember, Allah will weaken the scheme of the disbelievers.
إن تستفتحوا فقد جاءكم الفتح وإن تنتهوا فهو خير لكم وإن تعودوا نعد ولن تغني عنكم فئتكم شيئا ولو كثرت وأن الله مع المؤمنين.
Translation: If you disbelievers seek the victory, the defeat has come to you. And if you desist from hostilities, it is best for you. But if you return to war, we will return, and never will you be availed by your large company, even if it should increase. And that is because Allah is with the believers.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله ورسوله ولا تولوا عنه وأنتم تسمعون.
Translation: O people who believe, obey Allah and His Apostle ﷺ, and do not turn from Him while you hear Him speak.
ولا تكونوا كالذين قالوا سمعنا وهم لا يسمعون.
Translation: And do not be like those who say, we have heard but do not hear.
إن شر الدواب عند الله الصم البكم الذين لا يعقلون.
Translation: The worst of creatures in the eyes of Allah are those who are deaf and dumb and devoid of sense.
ولو علم الله فيهم خيرا لأسمعهم ولو أسمعهم لتولوا وهم معرضون.
Translation: If Allah had seen any good in them, He would surely have made them hear. Now even if He makes them hear, they will turn away in obduracy.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم واعلموا أن الله يحول بين المرء وقلبه وأنه إليه تحشرون.
Translation: O believers, respond to Allah and to the Apostle ﷺ when he calls you to that which gives you life, and know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart, and that to him you will be gathered.
واتقوا فتنة لا تصيبن الذين ظلموا منكم خاصة واعلموا أن الله شديد العقاب.
Translation: Beware of turmoil, which does not only affect the unjust alone among you, and know that the punishment of Allah is severe. Explanation: The above verse emphasizes the need that the reformatory mission of Prophet ﷺ towards his people is meant for cleansing the society as a whole from the evils of idol worship and oppression of certain people in society. The people in general should not remain as silent spectators and consider it is sufficient not getting involved in the evil deeds personally. If the evil is not restricted and removed, it spreads in society and affects one and all. It also invites Allah's wrath on the community.
واذكروا إذ أنتم قليل مستضعفون في الأرض تخافون أن يتخطفكم الناس فآواكم وأيدكم بنصره ورزقكم من الطيبات لعلكم تشكرون.
Translation: And remember when you were few and oppressed in the land, fearing that people might abduct you, but He sheltered you, supported you with His victory, and provided you with good things, that you might be grateful.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تخونوا الله والرسول وتخونوا أماناتكم وأنتم تعلمون.
Translation: O you who believe, betray not the trust of Allah and the Apostle ﷺ, nor misappropriate knowingly things entrusted to you.
واعلموا أنما أموالكم وأولادكم فتنة وأن الله عنده أجر عظيم.
Translation: And know that your wealth and your children are a trial, and that with Allah is an immense reward.
الذين آمنوا إن تتقوا الله يجعل لكم فرقانا ويكفر عنكم سيئاتكم ويغفر لكم والله ذو الفضل العظيم.
Translation: O people who believe, if you fear Allah, He will bestow upon you the wisdom with which you will be able to separate the truth from falsehood, and He will unburden your misdeeds and forgive you, and Allah is the extremely munificent.
وَإِذْ يَمْكُرُ بِكَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لِيُثْبِتُوكَ أَوْ يَقْتُلُوكَ أَوْ يُخْرِجُوكَ وَيَمْكُرُونَ وَيَمْكُرُ اللَّهُ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الْمَاكِرِينَ.
Translation. And remember, O Prophet ﷺ, when the disbelievers were plotting against you to either imprison you or to kill you or to banish you, and they were scheming, and Allah also had His plan, and Allah's planning is the best. Explanation. The above verse is related to the conspiracy of Quraysh during Prophet ﷺ's stay in Makkah before immigration to Medina. Meccan pagans apprehended that the Prophet ﷺ may migrate to Medina. They called for a meeting of all the chiefs of the tribes where they discussed the possibilities of either to imprison or banish the Prophet ﷺ from Makkah. However, both these proposals were dropped for various reasons. Then Abu Jahl suggested that a group of young men should be selected from different clans of Quraysh assigned to kill the Prophet ﷺ by attacking him together. In such a case, Prophet ﷺ's relatives will not be able to take revenge from any individual clan and would be forced to settle for blood money. Accordingly, the young men charged with the execution of the plan were selected. The selected assassins arrived at the Prophet ﷺ's house during the night, as planned. They waited till dawn for Prophet ﷺ to come out of the home to attack him. However, before they could do any harm, the Prophet ﷺ came out of the house during the night and travelled to Medina along with Hadrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Hadrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu was asked to sleep on the Prophet ﷺ's bed. This way, they could not succeed in their evil plan. It is in Hadith. It is narrated on the authority of Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu that in the interpretation of the above verse, Anfal 30, he said, Quraysh met together one night in Makkah. Some of them said, when morning comes, imprison him in chains. Some said, no, kill him. And others said, no, drive him out. Allah informed His Prophet ﷺ of that. So Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu slept in the bed of the Prophet ﷺ that night, and the Prophet ﷺ went out and hid in the cave. The mushrikun spent the night lying in wait for Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, thinking that it was the Prophet ﷺ. When morning came, they pounced on him. And when they saw Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, they asked, where is that friend of yours? He said, I do not know. So they set out after him, and when they reached the mountain, they were confounded. They climbed up the mountain and passed by the cave and saw a spider's web over its entrance. They said, if anyone had entered here, the spider would not have spun a web over the entrance. And he, the Prophet ﷺ, stayed there for 3 nights. Musnad Ahmad. It was classed as Hasan by Ibn Hajar in Fath al-Bari and Ibn Khatir in Bidayah wa Nihaya.
وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُنَا قَالُوا قَدْ سَمِعْنَا لَوْ نَشَاءُ لَقُلْنَا مِثْلَ هَذَا إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا أَسَاطِيرُ الْأَوَّلِينَ.
Translation. And when our verses are recited to them, they say, yes, we have heard. If we wanted, we could also say something like this. These are nothing but stories of former people.
وَإِذْ قَالُوا اللَّهُمَّ إِن كَانَ هَذَا هُوَ الْحَقَّ مِنْ عِندِكَ فَأَمْطِرْ عَلَيْنَا حِجَارَةً مِنَ السَّمَاءِ أَوْ ائْتِنَا بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ.
Translation. And remember, when they, the mushrikeen of Makkah, said in mockery, O Allah, if this Quran should be the truth from you, then rain down upon us stones from the sky or bring us a painful punishment.
وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَأَنْتَ فِيهِمْ وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ مُعَذِّبَهُمْ وَهُمْ يَسْتَغْفِرُونَ.
Translation. But Allah would not punish them while you, O Prophet ﷺ, are among them. And Allah would not punish them as long as they, some of them, seek forgiveness.
وَمَا لَهُمْ أَلَّا يُعَذِّبَهُمُ اللَّهُ وَهُمْ يَصُدُّونَ عَنِ الْمَسْجِدِ الْحَرَامِ وَمَا كَانُوا أَوْلِيَاءَهُ إِنْ أَوْلِيَاؤُهُ ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون.
Translation: But what is there so special they have that Allah should not punish them when they obstruct people from the Masjid al-Haram, though they are not its appointed guardians? Its guardians could be only those who are pious and devout, but most of them do not know.
وما كان صلاتهم عند البيت إلا مكاء وتصدية فذوقوا العذاب بما كنتم تكفرون.
Translation: Their worship in the house of Allah has been no more than whistling and clapping, so they have to taste the punishment for their disbelief.
إن الذين كفروا ينفقون أموالهم ليصدوا عن سبيل الله فسينفقونها ثم تكون عليهم حسرة ثم يغلبون والذين كفروا إلى جهنم يحشرون.
Translation: Indeed, the disbelievers spend their wealth in order to prevent people from the way of Allah, so they will spend it now and then regret over it. Then they will be defeated, and the disbelievers will be gathered in the hell.
ليميز الله الخبيث من الطيب ويجعل الخبيث بعضه على بعض فيركمه جميعا فيجعله في جهنم أولئك هم الخاسرون.
Translation: It is in order that Allah may distinguish the wicked from the good and place the wicked upon each other and heap them together and put them into hell. It is those who are the losers.
قل للذين كفروا إن ينتهوا يغفر لهم ما قد سلف وإن يعودوا فقد مضت سنة الأولين.
Translation: You tell the unbelievers, in case they desist, whatever has happened will be forgiven. If they persist, they should remember the fate of those who have gone before them.
وقاتلوهم حتى لا تكون فتنة ويكون الدين كله لله فإن انتهوا فإن الله بما يعملون بصير.
Translation: Fight them until persecution is no more and religion becomes exclusively for Allah. So if they desist, Allah surely watches what they do.
وَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ مَوْلَاكُمْ نِعْمَ الْمَوْلَى وَنِعْمَ النَّصِيرُ.
Translation: But if they turn away, then know that Allah is your protector. What an excellent protector and what an excellent helper.
وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّمَا غَنِمْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَأَنَّ لِلَّهِ خُمُسَهُ وَلِلرَّسُولِ وَلِذِي الْقُرْبَىٰ وَالْيَتَامَىٰ وَالْمَسَاكِينِ وَابْنِ السَّبِيلِ إِن كُنتُمْ آمَنتُم بالله وما أنزلنا على عبدنا يوم الفرقان يوم التقى الجمعان والله على كل شيء قدير.
Translation: And know that anything you obtain in war spoils, for Allah is 1/5 of it, and for the Apostle ﷺ, and for his near relatives, and the orphans, the needy, and the stranded traveler, if you have believed in Allah, and in that which we sent down to our servant, Apostle Muhammad ﷺ, on the decisive day at Badr. when two armies had met, and Allah has power over all things. Explanation. The above verse stipulates that Muslim soldiers should deposit the spoils of war with the commander without concealing anything. 1/5 of the spoils that is deposited would be used for the purposes mentioned in the verse, and the remaining will be distributed among the soldiers who had taken part in the battle.
إذ أنتم بالعدوة الدنيا وهم بالعدوة القصوى والركب أسفل منكم ولو تواعدتم لاختلفتم في الميعاد ولكن ليقضي الله أمرا كان مفعولا ليهلك من هلك عن بينة ويحيى من حي عن بينة وإن الله لسميع عليم.
Translation. Remember, when you were on the near side of the valley and they were on the farthest side and the caravan was lower in position than you, had you made an agreement between one another, you would have failed to reach on the appointed time. But it was so that Allah might accomplish a matter already destined, that those who perished through disbelief would perish upon evidence, and those who lived in faith would live upon evidence. And indeed, Allah is all-hearing and all-knowing.
إذ يريكهم الله في منامك قليلا ولو أراكهم كثيرا لفشلتم ولتنازعتم في الأمر ولكن الله سلم إنه عليم بذات الصدور.
Translation. O Prophet ﷺ, Allah used to show the disbelievers in your dream as only a few. And O Muslims, had He shown them to you as many, you would have certainly lost courage and disputed over the affair. But Allah rescued you. Indeed, He knows what lies within the hearts.
وَإِذْ يُرِيكُمُوهُمْ إِذِ الْتَقَيْتُمْ فِي أَعْيُنِكُمْ قَلِيلًا وَيُقَلِّلُكُمْ فِي أَعْيُنِهِمْ لِيَقْضِيَ اللَّهُ أَمْرًا كَانَ مَفْعُولًا وَإِلَى اللَّهِ تُرْجَعُ الْأُمُورُ.
Translation. When you faced them, He made the enemies seem few to you in numbers and made you appear fewer in their eyes. It was so that Allah could accomplish what had been decreed, for all things rest with Allah. Explanation. The above verses are related to the Battle of Badr.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا لقيتم فئة فاثبتوا واذكروا الله كثيرا لعلكم تفلحون.
Translation. O believers, when you meet an army, stand firm and think of Allah a great deal, that you may be blessed with success.
وأطيعوا الله ورسوله ولا تنازعوا فتفشلوا وتذهب ريحكم واصبروا إن الله مع الصابرين.
Translation. And obey Allah and His Apostle ﷺ, and do not dispute with one another, for you will lose courage again and your strength will be lost, and patiently endure. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient.
ولا تكونوا كالذين خرجوا من ديارهم بطرا ورئاء الناس ويصدون عن سبيل الله والله بما يعملون محيط.
Translation. And do not be like those who came out from their homes proudly to be seen by men, and they prevent people from Allah's way. Allah encompasses all they do. Explanation. The above verse is related to the Meccan pagans who came out of their homes for the battle of Badr proudly. They were accompanied by singing and dancing women. Whenever the army halted, dancing and drinking parties were held. Also, the army arrogantly showed off its military power and numerical strength in front of the tribes that fell on their way. They were not fighting for the sake of any moral ideals. Rather, they wanted to eliminate Muslims who stood for worship of the Creator of this cosmos and to enforce justice and equality among the people of the world. Allah is cautioning Muslims not to behave like disbelievers.
وإذ زين لهم الشيطان أعمالهم وقال لا غالب لكم اليوم من الناس وإني جار لكم فلما تراءت الفئتان نكص على عقبيه وقال إني بريء منكم إني أرى ما لا ترون إني أخاف الله والله شديد العقاب.
Translation: Satan made their deeds look alluring to them and said, "None will prevail over you this day, for I shall be near at hand." Yet, when the two armies appeared face to face, he turned back and fled, saying, "I can't be with you, for I can see what you cannot perceive. I fear Allah, as his punishment is severe." Explanation: The above verse confirms that Satan accompanied the Meccan pagans' army and encouraged them for the battle at Badr. However, when the armies met on the battlefield, he saw Jibreel a.s. and the angels helping Muslims. The sight frightened him and he ran away, saying, "You cannot see what I am seeing," and he is aware that Allah's punishment is severe.
إذ يقول المنافقون والذين في قلوبهم مرض غر هؤلاء دينهم ومن يتوكل على الله فإن الله عزيز حكيم.
Translation: When the hypocrites and those in whose hearts is a disease were saying, "These Muslims are proud of their religion. Whoever trusts Allah, then indeed Allah is almighty and wise." Explanation: Looking at the small number of people without any armory, getting ready to confront the mighty Meccan pagans who were trained and armed to the teeth, the hypocrites of Medina and the people who only cared for worldly interests said to one another that the religious passion of Muslims is driving them to annihilation. They were sure that the Muslims will face total rout in the hands of Meccan pagans at Badr.
ولو ترى إذ يتوفى الذين كفروا الملائكة يضربون وجوههم وأدبارهم وذوقوا عذاب الحريق.
Translation: And if you could but see, when the angels take the souls of those who disbelieve, they are striking their faces and their backs and saying, "Taste the punishment of the burning fire."
ذلك بما قدمت أيديكم وأن الله ليس بظلام للعبيد.
Translation: This is the recompense of what your own hands have sent ahead. Allah is surely not unjust to his creatures.
كدأب آل فرعون والذين من قبلهم كفروا بآيات الله فأخذهم الله بذنوبهم إن الله قوي شديد العقاب.
Translation: Their case is like that of Pharaoh's people and of those before them who denied the revelations of Allah and were punished for their sins, and Allah is all-powerful and his punishment is severe.
ذلك بأن الله لم يك مغيرا نعمة أنعمها على قوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم وأن الله سميع عليم.
Translation: Allah does not withdraw a favor bestowed upon a nation unless they change themselves, for Allah is all hearing and all knowing.
كدأب آل فرعون والذين من قبلهم كذبوا بآيات ربهم فأهلكناهم بذنوبهم وأغرقنا آل فرعون وكل كانوا ظالمين.
Translation. This was the case with the people of Pharaoh and those before them who rejected the signs of their Lord and were destroyed for their sins, and we drowned the people of Pharaoh as they were oppressors.
إن شر الدواب عند الله الذين كفروا فهم لا يؤمنون.
Translation. Verily, the worst of creatures in the sight of Allah are those who deny the truth and will not believe.
الذين عاهدت منهم ثم ينقضون عهدهم في كل مرة وهم لا يتقون.
Translation. As for those with whom you have made a treaty and who abrogate it every time, and they do not fear Allah. Explanation. The above verse is related to Jews. After migrating to Medina, the Prophet ﷺ had made a treaty for mutual cooperation with Jewish tribes in Medina, and based on the treaty, he maintained cordial relations with them. However, the Jewish clergy was not comfortable with the spread of Islamic teachings. They secretly collaborated with hypocrites and tried to inflame the old animosities between various tribes of Medina. They also hatched several conspiracies against Muslims in collaboration with Meccan pagans and other neighboring tribes. The Jews were confident that Muslims will not be able to survive the battle of Badr. However, when the outcome of Badr was against their expectations, they became more spiteful. Their chiefs secretly visited Meccan pagans and incited them to take revenge. Their actions became more open and brazen in violations of the treaties they had made with Muslims.
فإما تثقفنهم في الحرب فشرد بهم من خلفهم لعلهم يذكرون.
Translation. If you meet them in battle, inflict on them such a defeat as would be a lesson for those who come after them, and that they may be won. Explanation. In view of the consistent violations of the treaties, Allah absolved Muslims of all obligations of the treaty.
وَإِمَّا تَخَافَنَّ مِنْ قَوْمٍ خِيَانَةً فَانبِذْ إِلَيْهِمْ عَلَى سَوَاءٍ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْخَائِنِينَ.
Translation. If you apprehend treachery from a people with whom you have a treaty, retaliate by breaking off the treaty with them, for Allah does not like those who are treacherous. Explanation. The verse clarifies that citing the violations, the Muslims should publicly declare the breakup of the treaty, and then actions should be taken accordingly. This is necessary for both parties to know that the treaty is over. It is in Hadith. The Prophet ﷺ laid down a basic rule of Islamic international law, saying, whoever is bound by treaty with the people should not dissolve it until either its term expires or he flings it at them, publicly declares that it had been annulled. Abu Dawud, Musnad, Ahmad, etc. In case the other party's blatant actions are exposed and they realize that their treaty with Muslims stands annulled because of their actions and they publicly accepted these violations, in such a scenario, Muslims need not have to come forward and publicly annul the treaty as it has already been annulled by the other party. In such a scenario, they can unilaterally take whatever action is deemed necessary. This is what happened in the case of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. After the Treaty of Hudaybiyah was violated by Meccan pagans, their leader Abu Sufyan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, who had not accepted Islam then, visited Medina to renew the treaty. In view of their consistent violations, the Prophet ﷺ did not accede to his request. Later, Muslims invaded Makkah and took it over without shedding a drop of blood.
ولا يحسبن الذين كفروا سبقوا إنهم لا يعجزون.
Translation: And let not those who disbelieve think that they can bypass. Verily, they will never be able to save themselves from divine wrath.
وأعدوا لهم ما استطعتم من قوة ومن رباط الخيل ترهبون به عدو الله وعدوكم وآخرين من دونهم لا تعلمونهم الله يعلمهم وما تنفقوا من شيء في سبيل الله يوفى إليكم وأنتم لا تظلمون.
Translation: Prepare against them whatever arms and cavalry you can muster, that you may strike terror in the hearts of the enemies of Allah and your own and others besides them, not known to you but known to Allah. Whatever you spend in the way of Allah will be paid back to you in full, and no wrong will be done to you. Explanation: Allah is commanding Muslims to be prepared fully for any battle with the enemies of Allah and their enemies. Often, military preparedness helps in avoiding wars. It helps to keep the enemies at bay and does not allow the conspirators to create anarchy in the land.
وَإِن جَنَحُوا لِلسَّلْمِ فَاجْنَحْ لَهَا وَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ إِنَّهُ هُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ.
Translation: If they incline towards peace, then you also incline towards it, and have trust in Allah. Indeed, He is all-hearing, all-knowing.
وَإِن يُرِيدُوا أَن يَخْدَعُوكَ فَإِنَّ حَسْبَكَ اللَّهُ هُوَ الَّذِي أَيَّدَكَ بِنَصْرِهِ وَبِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ.
Translation: If they try to deceive you, Allah is indeed sufficient for you. It is He who has strengthened you with His help and with believers.
وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِهِمْ لَوْ أَنفَقْتَ مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ جَمِيعًا مَا أَلَّفْتَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِهِمْ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ أَلَّفَ بَيْنَهُمْ إِنَّهُ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ.
Translation: Whose believers' hearts be united with love. If you were to spend the wealth of the whole earth, it would not have been possible to unite their hearts, but Allah united them with love, for He is Almighty and All-Wise.
يا أيها النبي حسبك الله ومن اتبعك من المؤمنين.
Translation: O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah is sufficient for you and for the believers who follow you.
يا أيها النبي حرض المؤمنين على القتال إن يكن منكم 20 صابرون يغلبوا 200 وإن يكن منكم 100 يغلبوا 1000 من الذين كفروا بأنهم قوم لا يفقهون.
Translation: O Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, motivate the believers for battle. If there are among you 20 steadfast, they will overcome 200. And if there are among you 100 steadfast, they will overcome 1,000 of those who have disbelieved, because they are a people who do not understand. Explanation: Quran declares that a believer with a good understanding and strong faith is 10 times stronger than an unbeliever. It is because the believer understands the truth, has faith in Allah and His Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and walks on the straight path.
الآن خفف الله عنكم وعلم أن فيكم ضعفا فإن يكن منكم 100 صابرة يغلبوا 200 وإن يكن منكم 1000 يغلبوا 2000 بإذن الله والله مع الصابرين.
Translation. For the present, Allah has lightened your task, for He knows that there is a weak spot in you. But even so, if there are 100 of you, patient and persevering, they will vanquish 200, and if 1,000, they will vanquish 2,000, with the leave of Allah. Allah is with those who patiently persevere. Explanation. Surely a Sahih ul-Aqidah Muslim is 10 times stronger than an unbeliever. However, it is important that the believer has to be trained physically in warfare and should have the maturity of understanding Islamic teachings. This verse is related to new converts of Islam. Being recent converts, they need to develop strong faith and physical training. Even in their case, they are declared to be twice as brave and effective than their non-believing enemies.
ما كان لنبي أن يكون له أسرى حتى يثخن في الأرض تريدون عرض الدنيا والله يريد الآخرة والله عزيز حكيم.
Translation. It is not for any prophet to take prisoners before he has subdued the land. Some among you desire the materials of this world, but Allah desires the hereafter. Allah is all strong and all wise.
لولا كتاب من الله سبق لمسكم فيما أخذتم عذاب عظيم.
Translation. Had you taken captives before being allowed by Allah's revelations, a great punishment would have struck you for what has been done.
فكلوا مما غنمتم حلالا طيبا واتقوا الله إن الله غفور رحيم.
Translation. But since such a degree has already come, now enjoy as lawful and pure and wholesome of what you have obtained as gains of war and ransom, and keep from disobedience to Allah in all your actions. Surely Allah is all forgiving, all compassionate. Explanation. The following verse was revealed earlier than the Battle of Badr, in which it was made lawful to take captives of war for ransom, provided the non-believers are defeated decisively and routed completely in the battle. It is in Quran. So when you meet those who disbelieve in battle, strike their necks until, when you have inflicted slaughter upon them, then secure their bonds, and either confer favor afterwards or ransom them until the war lays down its burdens. That is the command, and if Allah had willed, He could have taken vengeance upon Himself, but He ordered armed struggle to test some of you by means of others, and those who are killed in the cause of Allah, never will He wasted their deeds. Muhammad 4. Thus, it was lawful for Muslims at the time of Battle of Badr to take captives for ransom. However, the other condition of a total rout was yet to be achieved by them. The Meccan pagans lost the battle and retreated and ran away from the battlefield, but were not completely routed. In the above verse, Allah is cautioning Muslims to make sure in future to take captives only when the enemy is totally routed.
يا أيها النبي قل لمن في أيديكم من الأسرى إن يعلم الله في قلوبكم خيرا يؤتكم خيرا مما أخذ منكم إن يعلم الله في قلوبكم خيرا يؤتكم خيرا مما أخذ منكم ويغفر لكم والله غفور رحيم.
Translation: O Prophet ﷺ, tell the captives you have taken, if Allah finds some good in your hearts, He will reward you with something better that was taken away from you, and forgive your sins, for Allah is all forgiving, most merciful.
وَإِن يُرِيدُوا خِيَانَتَكَ فَقَدْ خَانُوا اللَّهَ مِن قَبْلُ فَأَمْكَنَ مِنْهُمْ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ حَكِيمٌ.
Translation: And if they betray you, they have indeed betrayed Allah before, so He gave you control over them, for Allah is all-knowing and all-wise.
إن الذين آمنوا وهاجروا وجاهدوا بأموالهم وأنفسهم في سبيل الله والذين آووا ونصروا أولئك بعضهم أولياء بعض والذين آمنوا ولم يهاجروا ما لكم من ولايتهم من شيء حتى يهاجروا وإن استنصروكم في الدين فعليكم النصر إلا على قوم بينكم وبينهم ميثاق والله بما تعملون بصير.
Translation: Indeed, those who have believed and immigrated and fought with their wealth and lives in the cause of Allah, and those who gave shelter and aided are guardians of one another. But those who believed and did not immigrate, for you there is no guardianship of them until they immigrate. And if they seek help from you for the religion, then you must help, except against a people between yourselves and whom is a treaty. And Allah is seeing what you do.
والذين كفروا بعضهم أولياء بعض إلا تفعلوه تكن فتنة في الأرض وفساد كبير.
Translation: Those who disbelieve, they are friends and protectors of one another. Unless you also do it, become guardians of each other, there will be unrest on the earth and great corruption.
والذين آمنوا وهاجروا وجاهدوا في سبيل الله والذين آووا ونصروا أولئك هم المؤمنون حقا لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم.
Translation: Those who accepted the faith and abandoned their homes and struggled in the cause of Allah, and those who gave them shelter and helped them are indeed true believers. For them is forgiveness and noble sustenance.
والذين آمنوا من بعد وهاجروا وجاهدوا معكم فأولئك منكم وأولو الأرحام بعضهم أولى ببعض في كتاب الله إن الله بكل شيء عليم.
Translation: Those who believed afterwards and migrated and fought along with you, they belong to you, but the blood relatives are more entitled to inherit from one another in the book of Allah. Indeed, Allah knows about all the things.
صدق الله العلي العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم.